Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I call the October 16th meeting of the Fargo Human Rights Commission to order. We started a little behind schedule today. However, we are here and our speakers are here. And so we will go into a few presentations today, beginning with the Executive Director of the Immigration Development Center. They are here to do a presentation, and if they are ready, we can invite them to the mic. Thank you. While they make their way, do we have anyone joining us remotely today? All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me. My name is Fauzia Adi, Executive Director of Immigrant Development Center. I would like to walk you through the work that Immigrant Development Center does. We focus on building self-sufficiency and opportunity for new Americans. We were founded 20 years ago, 2003. We got our 501c3 2006. All those 3 years we had fiscal agency, and we enjoyed 3 years of being with learning from other organizations until we get our 501c3. In the International Market Plaza, we served up to 25 businesses with their loan and space. It's located in Main Avenue, 1345 Main Avenue. We have 25 businesses, and we also had loans for them. The same businesses grow and moved out to the rest of Main Avenue. Also, we supported them, which made our numbers to 75 entrepreneurs who we gave trainings and support and loans. Also, we served up to 1,000 families through food program with partnership with our friends and organization, Food Bank, Plains Food Bank. Because of them, we reach out to a lot of families and also connected to the mosque and make sure every Friday there is food for the needy families. And so this is a project that is run by volunteers. Also, we have another project that we served new Americans from 0 to 5 years. It's called Driving to Success. It's a way to get your driver license. We work with our local ELL students who finish their permit, and then they come to IDC. We pay for their driving behind the car so they can safely drive and get their driver license. Our core programs are entrepreneurs and business incubating, financial literacy and economy empowerment, refugee behavior health. We collaborate with Health and Human Services Department of Health in Bismarck to make sure our community mentally are supported at this time and all this movement that's happening. Workforce development, we work with United Way to work with new Americans, help them with their paperwork, get their resume ready for interview, even if they need clothing. We have some community members that we work with to give them new set of clothing when they're going to work. And also we do the Driving to Success, which is making sure a professional driving teacher teaches them how to drive in the road. And also other things, which is helping them navigate the system when it comes to filling out paperwork, going to getting a Medicaid, or buying a, going to Sunford and buying their own medical insurance. All those paperwork needs support, and we do through volunteerism. We have 6 volunteers from NDSU who come every year, and we are very thankful to all our colleges. We have MSUM students also, and Minnesota Technical College works with us closely too. We have more core programs like the Immigrant Legal Referral Project, which is a very new project that we are working with Community Connect, the We Center, and also Midwest, New Roots Midwest. 4 organizations have collaborated to raise up to $500,000 to support our new American with their immigration issue, if they want to become a citizen, or if they want to get their green card, or if they were in a visa, humanitarian visa, which is 2 years. After their humanitarian visa expires, they can connect with IDC or the Community Connect or the We Center or the other organization that I mentioned. It's 4 organizations. We also worked on the cultural engagement and festivals, the Somali Heritage Day in downtown, connecting new Americans to the downtown Fargo to make sure they belong, sense of belongings. We also work with the African Afro Festival group. This year we had a pageant. We had a young woman who won, and we raised money for her to get her first car. So we are making our community a place to live and place to have hope. We also have what they call micro lendings. This project have been around with us since we started. It's a small pot. We raise money every year and give loans. So our pot is growing to 240,000, and usually it comes from within our community. Funders who are in our community do support this project. IDC have a plan to also become a CDFI lender in the future. We are working on currently something that's called Moorhead Cultural Mall, which is in Moorhead. We secured the building since we already did successfully the Fargo project. This one will be similar to the International Market Plaza, where we will have restaurants, food, gift shops to make sure the BIPAC community have a space to go and buy what they want, the spices they want, and a place they can buy food they want, and also maybe gather. We are also creating a gathering space. With entrepreneurs, I already talked about creating 25 businesses in the plaza. When you have time, please go to the Market Plaza. It's very welcoming. Parking is always tough, but try. Also, job readiness. This is a thing I already talked about it, the resume building and job searching and interview. Also, the trainings, we collaborate with M-State about CNA training, medical assistance training, which is you can be certified to be able to give medication to your client, manufacturing, childcare, and food services. And to this, up to date, with collaboration with CAP-LP, we trained up to 58 people this year. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I would like you to, if you have any question, I'll take it.
Any interaction, any questions?
I do. Fazia, this is fantastic and so well needed in our city. I work in the childcare space, and I believe you attended a meeting at FargoCast Public Health for New American Child Care Providers. Yes. So that is what I do, and I work with a ton of New American Child Care Providers, and I love doing that because you all need childcare just as much as anybody else in our city. And Our government forms are not easy, processes are not necessarily easy to move through. So if you ever need any more assistance on that, please hit me up. I do have a business card with me if you'd like, but yeah, so.
Thank you for your services. Yes, since that training that we did, we had 2 businesses who approached IDC, and we sent it to the woman's business, and I'm sure they send it to you, towards you. So I know we are all working together in the community. We may not see each other every day, but for us, we make sure every person who comes to our door, we send them to the right direction. So we send them to the Women's Business Center to help them get their business plan, and I'm sure when they are listening, they are coming to you. Thank you.
Any other?
Basically, just wanted to extend my appreciation for coming here today, and we really embrace and encourage more of this within the community, most especially working with our new American community, having people integrated in the system. I know it can be tough coming from my experience. I've been through that background, so providing way and means to help people settle in lawfully is very essential. So we applaud the job that you do. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any clients, you can go ahead and send me also.
Thank you, Francia, for coming today. I got 2 questions. We interact all the time, but I really did not know the depth to what you do, and today was just an eye-opener. I'm a person, I hate to reinvent the wheels, and so there are other organizations that I've been working with to do some of the things you're doing, but now I know where to go. 2 things that stood out to me is the driving to success. One of the impediments to immigrants in our community is getting a driver's license. They come from different countries around the world, and some of them are still healthy, especially the older new Americans, they still want to work. But the language barrier has been a problem, and I've been trying to work with the Lutheran Social Services so that we do a proposal to the DMV because, to get a driving permit and driver's license, you got to do the written test on the computer, and it has been an issue. So I don't know if you working on that to do something about that for older new Americans, because they want to work, they want to be part of the society, they want to be contributing members of the society. But without a driver's license, they can't get a job. Every job wants you to come with a driver's license.
You're right, Chairman. Really, our community have been, suffering or going to other states to go get their driver license, who made it easier. Some states have interpreter who can come in and help you take the test. We used to have it in North Dakota, and then they took that away. It's something we can advocate for. For the Immigrant Development Center, usually, when we see an issue, we did a community listening session, and driver license was one of the things they talked about. And also, some of the women talked about, look, if my husband teach me how to drive, he will yell at me before I even learn anything. It will even ruin our relationship. And elder people say our children will look down on us. So we want to have independent way to get the driver license. So for us, we went to the local funders within us, and we actually do Giving Hearts Day. Sometimes we use those dollars. It's only $366 to help somebody learn how to drive technically. Also, when they are taking their permit, we put together a permit test within our, Immigrant Development Center. We have a curriculum that we gave them. We interpreted every question from English to Arabic, English to Somali, English. So whenever we see a client from other different, and now technology is helping us improve a lot of things. We can Google Translate and then also use our local translators to come and read through it. If we made any mistake, then we can pay an hour and 2 hours. This way we save money and make sure we handle. But yes, those advocacy that you're doing, it's needed. We need to meet the Department of Transportation and tell them this what's happening in our community and try to find a way. If they can even fund these projects, it will be helpful.
Thank you. I'm right there with you. And as a rule of thumb, I mean, over my experience over the year, I advise husbands, don't try to teach your wife to drive, because it always ends only one way. She gets out of the car, bangs the door, and takes a taxi home. So it's just not advisable. My final question is on the immigration legal referrals. You know, one group that was really instrumental in that was the Lutheran Social Services of North Dakota, and then they got closed down, and so many people in the community, they reach out to me personally, they don't know where to go. They've reached the stage maybe to apply for their green card, to apply for citizenship, and there's just nowhere to go, and they have to find individual lawyers. So I really like that aspect. Are you trying to fill the void, or how are you filling the void with the absence of the Lutheran Social Services of North Dakota?
No, the Global Refuge, we are collaborating with them. Also, within the Global Refuge, there is a lawyer that works with New Americans to do their green cards. For us, what we fundraised for was for those who cannot get help through the Global Refuge. Let's say you want to apply for asylum and you need to go to the court for 1 day. Those are the applications that we are supporting. Other applications like green card or citizenship is still the Global Refuge, which is the Lutheran Social Service work for the resettlement, is still doing that. And we have collaboration in this application also. They supported us.
Thank you. Aaron?
Yeah, Chairman, just because you lay emphasis on the language barrier, there's something that's really been bothering me in that regards that I want to raise concern about. In as much we try to help new Americans to settle in, we also need to consider our kids that are already here in schools, most especially. I think something needs to be done. Maybe we need to formulate programs and other things that when the new American comes, barrier-wise, to pass through learning the basic how to communicate, with people, say the common things before being thrown out in the classrooms. Because I think our teachers, and not just the teachers, but the students in the classroom as well, find it difficult to communicate with the New Americans' kids only because of a language issue. And it's not doing the kids justice if they want to communicate with friends and cannot communicate. And it kind of have some kind of reflection to that. So maybe there should be some kind of programs put into place, have some prerequisite to being thrown into the classroom other than learning how to speak English in the classroom. So maybe these are things that we should take a look into, and I'm open to making more research. I'm trying to find some time to see if I can reach out to some schools and just have a talk with them and see how these things impacting the children in the classes and how the teachers are handling it and what can be done.
Thank you, Aaron. Francia, thank you for coming. Definitely, I want to hear more. And I think we might have to have you back again, but also you can be expecting a visitor very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, if I can add to the school question you had, we just had 2 meetings with the new superintendent of Fargo. If you want to be involved, I can send the meeting whenever it comes up. So we have started those conversations, but yeah, it's good to have you there.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please email that contact to the HRC.
Okay.
We want to
sounds
visit.
I can make sure I get it passed along to the rest of the members. So quick question, and maybe not a quick answer, all depending, but with the current climate around that of ICE, immigrants, all of that piece, I can't imagine that you haven't been receiving some phone calls, emails, as far as what are the rights of immigrants in the community? Do they have to answer the door? Who do they call? Is there any advocacy or education that's being provided to that of the overall immigrant community as far as knowing their rights, where to turn in their current climate, and who they can depend on and where they can be safe?
New American Consortium, they are working on what they call Know Your Rights, where they will tell people what to do, what not to do when it comes to immigration. And we do have meeting coming up soon. I will be sending also.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciated, thank you.
And it's good, as you mentioned, New American Consortium, it's good that Barry Nelson is here, and we will give him an opportunity to just let us know what's going on in the community. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Real quick,
Okay.
I am on the school board, so if we want more information, you can always ask me.
Oh, okay, good. See, the HRC has all the resources we need. All right, our next stop, I don't know, is Mature is in the building, I think. Does he have a representative to hear Mature from the Community Connect Center? Is he here? Is there any representative? Okay, in the absence of Mature, I would like to invite Barry Nelson, because we mentioned the American Consortium, to just give us quick light on, what's going on in the community. He's a man that I really love, and he's very busy in the community. Thank you, Barry.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I bring greetings to you, to my former colleagues on the Commission. It's good to see you all again. I want to thank you all for what you do individually in our community and what you do collectively. Appreciate the kinds of important contributions you bring to our community. I'm not going to talk on behalf of the consortium. I just texted Mature to see where he is, but because he was going to talk about the new immigration project that Fauzia had already referenced. I'm really here to not under anybody's representation. I'm here as a public citizen, if you don't mind. I know I didn't sign up, but you invited me, so here I am. So I just want to bring to the Commission the fact that I know you're all aware of, is that we are living in an increasingly lawless country. We have an executive that's not willing to abide by laws and practices. We have a court system that's not providing checks and balances as they're designed to do, nor do we have a legislative body that's also not doing the checks and balances, and they're pretty much dysfunctional. And I see this lawlessness cropping up recently in two examples. One is where we know the government's shut down, and recognizing there's leadership needed and compromises needed on both sides to resolve the issues that stand between the government up and running again. And we are knowing that they are putting out information, misinformation, with my tax dollars that are presenting one side of the equation, whether that is seen at the airport in regards to TSA agents not being paid, whether it's coming out or on the web pages, whether with Social Security and other entities. This is clearly illegal. It's violating the Hatch Act and other policies that tax dollars are not to go for partisan ends, and it's happening. We also know that people's rights are being violated on a daily basis. You talked about ICE raids. I have heard, I have not been able to verify that there have been a number of people detained in our community. I think one was in the news recently about a high school student being detained. I think fortunately we're hearing that individual was eventually released back to their family, but this kind of thing is having an extremely chilling effect on a good portion of our community. And this is unconscionable in the country in which I currently live. So what it's coming down to is since we don't have from the executive or the judicial or the legislative, it's really coming down to we the people. And so I just bring the message here that we the people are ones that are going to stand between the lawlessness of the land and true justice in our country. And so I'm advocating in any way that individual can do so is resistance to the lawlessness, stressing that this would be nonviolent resistance. We will never be a part of a violent response to what is happening in our country, but we can still stand up and resist what is wrong, what is not right in our country. And of course, we have the rally that's occurring on Saturday. That's an opportunity to very publicly stand up with our neighbors and friends here at the grounds of City Hall. I encourage people to continue to contact our legislators, our congresspeople, to let them know that we are watching and that we are advocating on behalf of all people who live in this country. So I don't think this is what you were looking for, but this is what I bring. And thank you.
Thank you, Barry. That was informational, highly informational, and we appreciate that. Anybody who wants to interact with Barry? Thank you, Barry. Thank you for all you do for our community. All right. We have Brandon here.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is Tamba Fa.
Oh, Tamba is online. Thank you, Tamba.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't get the opportunity to introduce myself, but yeah, this is Tamba Fa. I'm a commission member. I just want to thank Barry Nelson for bringing that information up. This has been ongoing for a while. Somewhat fortunately, we've not had a lot of cases in North Dakota, but nationwide, this has been a big issue. The issue regarding ICE, the issue regarding the lawlessness across the country and so forth. And I think we are in a very strategic position to really speak about these issues and provide the support that social organizations like FAUSA's organization does in the community. We need to give them the support that they need, the Know Your Rights program and so forth. There are individuals in our city that need help with their legal statuses, with just basic social services. And I just want to urge all of these social organizations that they can kind of take a more proactive approach in kind of like identifying individuals that need this help and providing this help so as to prevent these things from happening. But yeah, I stand for lawfulness. I think we have to be very proactive and very lawful-minded in terms of the way we go about these situations. I just want to urge everybody listening, like our people, the citizens of Fargo, they just have to know their rights. If they need any assistance, it's always important to reach out to the Social Services Department, reach out to the HRC, even commission members, the city commission. They'll definitely be able to link you with the services and department that can help you. So again, thank you, Barry Nelson, for bringing this up, and I look forward to us having these discussions and connecting with organizations who work in the directive. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamba. Great perspective. We have Brandon in the house from the Indigenous Association. This is an association that I really want to know much about. Brandon, you're welcome.
Miigwech, thank you. Buju Anin Gejawadazit Indigo, Brandon Beatty, Indigenous. My name is Brandon. I'm a descendant from White Earth, and I'm the executive director of the Indigenous Association. Thank you for having me here today. I always love coming and talking about the work that we're doing. Sometimes it's hard to do that when we're doing the work, so I just appreciate the opportunity a lot. I also appreciate you all on the Human Rights Commission, because I know sometimes it's kind of a bare hall, and there's not very many people here, but then when things really are at a high temperature, the place is packed. And so I appreciate you all for doing the work every day and every month and every year consistently, because we need these things in place for when big things do happen. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right. I just want to give you a little bit of a history about Indigenous Association and kind of where we came from and what we've been doing for the past 5 years. So let me just start with that. I got a new headshot, so I was like, just put it up there. But it's exactly what I'm wearing today. So, so we are an Indigenous organization with a fully Indigenous board and majority Indigenous staff. We are we were organized by the Native American Commission back in 2020. Actually, it was starting around 2019. They were looking for a way to have an arm in the community to do some of the community work that they didn't necessarily have time as a board to complete, but they thought was really important. So they contracted with an individual named Chelsea Snyder to kind of look and see about forming a board. During that time, I was invited to be on the board as one of the founding members, and so we've kind of been going since then. So the seeds were planted for this organization through the city and through the need of the people in our city. They recognized that need and took some action. And so when we first started off, we were a pretty scrappy, really small nonprofit with the overarching mission to unite, connect, and strengthen the Indigenous community in the Fargo-Moorhead area, which is a very broad mandate. And so what we did after we formed, we knew that we had a few things that we needed to take care of, like the Native American Community Picnic that the Native American Commission was taking care of previously, the Indigenous Peoples Day work, and just general like community outreach and community work on behalf of the Commission in coordination with the Commission. Since our inception, we've always had a liaison on our board from the Native American Commission, so we're very closely connected to the city of Fargo in that way. It really helps us to have a voice here and know who to talk to when there's issues in our community to help resolve those issues and give voice to our folks in our community. I see Commissioner Strand is here today. He's been a part of the Native American Commission and part of Indigenous Association since its inception, and we've had a lot of good conversations about how to move things forward. So being able to have that opportunity to understand things from the city's perspective and from our Indigenous community's perspective and other Indigenous community leaders from the Native American Commission has been seminal in how we approach our work. So that's a brief history. There's a lot more ups and downs, and maybe we can talk more if you're interested. But so in 2020. After we were incorporated, we ended up getting a space over at the Plains Art Museum. There was an organization called Creative Plains that was operating out of the space for a while, and then during COVID, they weren't able to operate anymore. So there was a beautifully remodeled space in the Center for Creativity. And so we've been there since then. It's been an amazing space for just all kinds of community events. It's a space for our community to gather. And since our inception, we've done a lot of community meals. We actually hosted co-hosted the Human Rights Summit with the Human Rights Coalition. There we go. my mind was blanking there for a second. And so we've done a lot of different events, specifically for our Native community, but also in partnership with the broader community, which I believe is important in the work that we do. We need to serve our community members and help connect them to culture, because our culture is our strength. And as we connect people to culture and spiritual practices and spiritual leaders and cultural leaders in our community, we become a stronger community. And so the same is true with non-Indigenous organizations and community members. Fauzia was up here. We've worked very closely with her on countless projects in the New American community, and it's been very enriching and very special to just be able to come together as one community with common goals and just kind of reach out to all aspects of the community. Some of the things that I really enjoyed, I put this on this slide because some of the things that we do that are really important that would not exist if Indigenous Association didn't exist, at least at certain points in time. There are some other people doing it, but and they're doing a good job, but I think like in the way that we were doing it wouldn't exist. I just don't want to give ourselves too much credit. Like we're not the only ones. But bringing in teachers of cultural, like traditional cultural crafts and traditional knowledge to come into our urban center, usually from one of the outlying Native American communities, like one of the Native nations in the area, or even local folks who carry that knowledge. We've been able to do quill working class, which is the top right, that strawberry there, that's birch bark on the background with dyed porcupine quills and then sweetgrass wrapped around it. And so using those traditional techniques and those traditional materials, personally, I was able to connect with elders and teachers through doing this job that have completely transformed my life. And I hope that that's true, and I know that's true actually, of others in our community, where we have the opportunity to access some of the lost knowledge that was like systemically or they tried to eliminate that knowledge and that history. And so we're reclaiming it today, and Indigenous Association is part of that. We've also had dances, we've had every Thursday night, we have open craft night where people can come by, get a meal, work on whatever craft that they're working on. They can bring it in. And then we have an elder in residence, Sandy Berlin, who works with sweet medicine. She's our elder in residence, and she is very familiar and talented in like beadwork and sewing and leather work. And so we have a space where we can work on things that we want to work on, have community, have a meal, and have the ability to learn some of the things that maybe we would like to learn. So if anyone's interested, it's from 6 to 9 at the Indigenous Association. It's in the Center for Creativity, Plains Art Museum. So it's open for all. We just ask that you bring a project to work on. If you absolutely do not have the ability to bring materials for a project, we do have some material for ribbon skirts, and then Sandy can help you figure out how to make that and teach you how to do that step by step. Or you can come by and we talk about what things that you're interested in learning how to do, and we can figure out a way to make that happen. One of the things I love about this organization is that it is community directed and community run. The things that we do are because people in our community ask for it to be done and they want to participate. I always joke that we're not like making programs for the community, we're making programs with the community. We're working side by side, people with knowledge and interest and passion on different things to really create something that our community wants and needs, and help empower and develop leaders in our community at the same time. For example, we started with a breastfeeding grant from the state of North Dakota, Department of Health. The goal that grant was to increase breastfeeding longevity in Native Americans in our community, right? It's a good goal, and it was a good grant, and it was like a small grant, but it was like a seed that started something. So I was able, my wife is a nurse midwife, so she delivers babies and she's up at the hospital all the time, so she knows lots of people. So I asked her, I said, do you know anyone who in the Native community or anyone who's Native up there that does any lactation work? And so she connected me with Candy Smith from Osage Nation, and we talked, and she said she was interested in being a part of this program and just figuring out what happens from here. And so we ran that program for a year. And then within a year, we ended up applying for a lactation counselor training. It's a nationally known Indigenous lactation counselor training, and we got it, one of 2 in the nation. And it was here in Fargo, over at the Indigenous Association. And so we actually advertised it regionally, and we had people from Turtle Mountain, White Earth, Fargo, some parts of Canada, Indigenous people who wanted to learn more about helping folks that are having trouble with lactation in their own communities. So we're using this opportunity to train Indigenous people to help and work with Indigenous people around an issue that's really important, and learning more about traditional ways of doing these things and just being a part of the community. It makes a difference when you have someone that is from your community coming to walk alongside you than going to somewhere where there's just a professional who's very disconnected from you and your community, and you can't really figure out how you relate. It changes the dynamic. And to me, as like I'm trained as a social worker, like I think that connection and that engagement is the first key to doing anything in our world. And without that, then you don't have the outcomes that you're looking for. And so we were able to train those folks in Indigenous lactation counseling. And then Candy was like, that was incredible. We should do some other things. And so we were able to work with Fargo Rotary and do doula training. And so we did the same thing. We pulled people from all throughout the region to train them. It was specifically for Native folks wanting to get involved in doula work, or people who work really closely in our communities. So it was targeted, it was specific. We were creating leaders and creating people and like providers in our community instead of having to look outside of our community. And so through several different funding sources, the state of North Dakota did come back and like they were really excited about this prospect as well. And so they were able to come in and supply additional funding for the program. And so we were able to bring people in from like further out in the state of North Dakota and bring them into Fargo and do that training so they can go back to their communities. So not only is this training Indigenous people in our community with skills that are marketable and they're able to be helpful in their community in that way and have prospects for jobs and employment, but it's a way to empower them in their communities and help build leaders. So I'm really proud of that work. And Candy actually if she was here, she'd probably be like, no, don't say it. But she went to the Indigenous Breastfeeding Conference over in Minneapolis recently, and she won the Lactation Award from that group. So it's incredible. So not only are we building and working with folks in our community and giving them skills and empowering them to be helpful in our community, that's one thing. We're helping Indigenous folks in our community who are struggling, that need a little bit of extra help, to find a resource that's really feels safe and good for them. And then we're also developing staff. Candy, I don't think she applied for many grants since before she started working with us, but we've been working with her to help develop her to learn where to find grants, how to apply for grants, like what these different things mean. And so as an individual, she's been able to grow as well and learn professionally. I'm incredibly proud of the work that we do. That's just one, like I could probably sit here and talk for a half hour about all the things that we're doing because it's incredible and it's powered by the people in our community who have passion and have interest in different things. In short, like just for some of the other things that we do, we work very closely with Concordia College. We've developed a relationship with them, and we've been able to get into their campus and speak in different classes, like social work classes and English education classes, and talk a little bit more about our experience, preparing the way for those future educators and future folks working in our community to have real and genuine conversations about and with our community. We've worked really closely with Moorhead Public Schools as well. We work really closely with Fargo Public Schools. All these connections are based on seeing a need in the community and finding a way that we can help fill that need. In Moorhead Public Schools, we help develop an education program that uses land-based learning as the foundation for Indigenous education students and Concordia College students to come together and learn more about some of our traditions and cultures and practices. And they're also, the college students and the high school students are able to earn credits while doing that. And we're looking at how we can do similar things over in the Fargo and West Fargo public schools, because the Native American education program works between the two districts over there. And so I'm on the parent committee of that program as a community member. I'm on the parent committee in the Moorhead side as a parent because I live over in Moorhead. But like I'm very closely connected to all the things happening in the schools too. And there are opportunities in the Fargo, West Fargo school districts to provide more cultural learning and more opportunities for students there as well. The Native American education program there is incredible, and they're doing a lot of amazing work. But they're starting to work on some partnerships with like Native Inc. and Indigenous Association and other community partners to really leverage the resources that they have to help the students that they see every day, which is incredible. Like working together as a community and as a team is way more effective and efficient than being in our own little silo. And so as an organization, we're always looking for ways that we can partner with people. Yeah. All kinds of collaboration. I made a list one time because I had to do that for a grant report of all the organizations that we partnered with in some way and like the level of partnership, and it was incredible. Our community is dynamic, as you know, and as you were hearing from Fauzia and Barry and like everyone else who comes in here and talks about the things that they're doing in this community. I think sometimes it's overlooked that the impact that our nonprofits and our do-gooders in our community, for lack of a better word, are really making Fargo-Moorhead area an incredible place to live, work, and just grow and raise a family. I'm very, very happy to be in this community.
With that being said, just wanted to not only thank you for your energy and passion, it definitely shows, and I can't imagine that this group won't be tapping into you moving forward with some different ideas we have as far as getting more involved in the overarching community and not being, quote, talking heads per se. So if you don't mind us reaching out in the future, maybe getting together over a meal, something like that, and picking your brain and your passions, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, you're speaking my language. The meal or some coffee, like you got me.
Right. We can bring
information
something
is up
else to
there.
the table, most
Yeah.
definitely.
And Facebook is where we usually post a lot of our events and things going on. So
Great.
just follow us on Facebook or check in with us on Facebook, and a lot of times you'll see like Orange Shirt Day happened recently. Indigenous Peoples Day programming happened recently. So just stay in contact there.
What's your name on Facebook?
What was that?
What's your name on Facebook? What's the page name?
It's Indigenous Association. So it's Facebook/Indigenous Association.
Yeah, I want to follow it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll just plan to meet at Tea Tacos within the next month. I'll
Okay.
reach out.
Sounds good.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Brandon. Well, thank you so much. We know that the indigenous or the Native American community holds a strong presence here on the basis of history. I was just more of concerned in that the fact that you made mention of your connectivity and involvement with non-indigenous community. I wanted to know what are your goals or aspirations with working with the non-indigenous community. But because we don't have time, I might most likely try to reach out to you on my own terms to see how best I can follow, your dealings with the non-indigenous community as compared to your dealings within the Native American indigenous community. But thank you for your presence today, sir.
One sentence I can say: we all do better when we all do better.
I agree. Thank you for coming, Brandon. I want to connect with you personally, and I want to follow that Facebook page.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming. All right. We want to do. I want to take a moment to thank Zoe Asby for her time on the Human Rights Commission. We greatly appreciate the time that she put in into the work that she did here at HRC. We expected to have two of them here, Zoe and Courtney. I communicated with Courtney this morning. She got back to me, and hopefully we'll have her here maybe for our next meeting. She expressed gratitude for being here, and she's busy today. That's why she couldn't be here. So I would like to elect our vice chair, and with the support of Kristen and I, we will come there to just appreciate you, Zoe. You are a very integral part of the community. You work so hard. I don't know, your energy is unmatched, and the level of work you did here, I'm still finding who can, step into that shoes. There's no other person that can do it like you. And this is from my heart. And I'm being very sincere in my approbations this afternoon. Thank you for everything you did, Nancy. Can we? Yeah, just join. Let's join. All right. Is there any administrative update?
No, I don't have any update today, thank you.
Huh?
Mr. Chairman, you do have a quorum now, however, so maybe those action items that you needed to vote on, you could do that with your quorum present.
Okay, yeah, we can do that before we close. We got a few minutes. Do we have any administrative updates?
No, I do not have any updates today.
Okay. For a minute, there's so many of us who our term expired, but we decided to renew. I hope we're working on our renewal so that we can have that. Any announcements?
I will make this very, very quick. Want to just relay to everybody, there's some Awareness Month pieces taking place for October, so National Disability Employment Awareness Month, also LGBTQ plus History Month, Global Diversity Month, and when I speak of that, think of maybe a culture, a population that you are not aware of various traditions, that you haven't taken the time to get to know. Educate yourself. That's what this is all about. The more we are educated, then we can really make those decisions moving forward to really make a change for that of our greater community. Also, it's observation of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Make sure you're aware of not only local supports, but national supports as well. We have the Rape and Abuse Crisis Center here in town. And then Barry had mentioned it, but this Saturday here on City Hall grounds right outside here from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. will be the No King's Day of Peaceful Action. So it'd be wonderful to see a huge crowd there advocating for change and standing up for rights.
I just want to do
Yep.
one real quick too. A good friend of mine and good friend of ours, Rin Wilgos, she was a trans woman who had spoke before this board many times when she lived here. She lost her life to suicide last year, and I just wanted to recognize her because it's been a year since we celebrated her life at the Indigenous Association. And she always called herself an accidental activist. And I always pushed her that it was intentional, that her activism gave her so much power in her life. And I hope we, going forward, have made her proud. So to my friend Rin.
Thank you.
I just wanted to extend my thanks and appreciation to those who were able to make it for the march last Saturday. We had the peaceful march against violence within the community and substance abuse. It was a success. We had communities coming out in the different areas and recognitions. Well, it was really great that day. So we want to say thank you for allowing us the platform here as well to talk about that event. And yes, and let's continue to work for the community, for the betterment of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. We did lose 5 minutes of our time, and so we will just speed things up here while we make announcements. To overcome the quorum issues, we still got 2 more seats to fill on the HRC. And so we trying to set up interviews. I'm working with Brenda on that. We got to have an interview maybe November to have those seats filled by December is very necessary. So please make time, especially Nancy and Kristen, so we can set up some interview dates so we can start working on that. Now that we have Tamba on joining us virtually, I think we have quorum, and so I want us to go quickly and approve these before we take public comments and be gone. I don't see anybody sign up for public comments, so because Montour did not come, we'll give the time of public comment to Barry Nelson, who can speak on give us a few minutes on the immigration stuff. Not now, Barry. Once we vote on these items, and then you'll be next. Thank you, Barry. Thank you for your patience. Because we were so hard-pressed against time and the quorum thing, I got confused. We did not introduce commissioner members. So at this point, now we're going back to vote on these item issues. Can we have a quick introduction of commission members?
Nancy Boyle, Commission Member.
Secretary, Chair of the Commission.
Kristen Nelson, Commission Member.
ARS Kari, Commission Member.
We have to approve the agenda because we did not have.
Yeah, Tamba's online.
Tamba, sir, thank you. I keep forgetting you, Tamba. We have to approve the agenda, even though we're going through our meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
And
Can I get a
second?
Okay. The motion has been moved by Christian and seconded by Nancy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say sign. Motion carry. Approving the minutes of the previous meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Second.
Motion was moved by Christian and seconded by Nancy. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say sign. Motion carry. Thank you. Barrett Nelson, you have the floor. You the, yeah.
Back to work.
Oh, we have the up here.
You and Aaron will have.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Again, I will be brief. I just received a text from Mature, his apologies that he was unable to be here. He had said he had a site visit that went long. He would be available, and I would encourage if you would have him come back again next month, he would be available to do that. Because it's so time sensitive, I guess I'd just say a couple words about the immigration initiative that's going on in our community right now. Fauzia talked about it a bit. But there are 5 organizations that have been contracted, have received a grant to do services around immigration. The 3 main functions will be advocacy, and there will be education, and there will be outreach. And the education will be targeted on the Know Your Rights basis, both for members of the community who might have questions about what their rights are, should they be detained, or challenged in any which way, and the community that serves them. So there'll be invitations going out to members of our school system, law enforcement, and so forth to educate them as to where things are standing right now, as well as the community that's being challenged. And so it's very of essence. We also have legal assistance that's going to be contracted, which will be prioritized depending on what kinds of issues are being rising in our community. Certainly anybody who might be in removal proceedings would be a high priority to receive legal assistance to help them during that particular time. So the main thing would be is that if anybody has questions, Matur Alir is the lead contact for the consortium or collaborative. We haven't even decided what to call it. So anybody that has questions or concerns should contact Mature at Community Connections Center. So I'm sure he'll have more detail next month.
Thank you, Barry. On that note, in the absence of any community comments, the meeting of the Human Rights Commission stands adjourned. Our next meeting will be November 20th, 2025. Thank you for coming.